here, at least this morning on the West Coast where I am. I'm in the Los Angeles area, and we have kind of the day after a big storm here. We got so much rain yesterday, so everything is drying out. It's a little cloudy still. It's nice. It feels like fall. So thank you for joining me. We are going to be working today with the Earthly Opulence mix. And I didn't cut the strands because I wanted us to do that together. So that's going to be really fun. Good morning, Carolyn. Hello. And Ruth Alice. Hello. And we have Thaisa here helping us on the back end today. So if a question pops up too fast that I miss it, she's really great at catching those. Hello, PJ and Dee and Suzanne. Good morning. Monique, hello. We are going to have fun today. We're going to do a double strand necklace and we're going to design it together. So I'll be asking for input of what you guys think we should use. Now, I didn't add any other beads to this. Sometimes I go on the website and I supplement and I bring in other beads, but there are so many beads in this one pack. I thought we would just work with the beads that come with it, and Megan did an amazing job picking out beads of different shapes, different sizes, different colors. I think it's going to work really well. Oh, hello, Kelly. Hello, and Mary Jane. Good morning. So like I said in the beginning, we are here live. This is happening right now. It is 10:01 a.m. Pacific time here on the West Coast. Hello, Christy and BJ and Kat. Hi, and Jane from Long Island. Welcome, guys. This is a design together show. So sometimes I have a pre-made project, and sometimes I love it when we just share ideas, bounce ideas, and come up with a design together. So the only thing I have in mind so far is using the beads from this mix, and I have the clasp, and it's a double strand clasp. So I think it's gonna be a really pretty double strand necklace. And then we'll pick out together what beads we want to combine. So I think that'll be really fun. Hello, Kat from Pennsylvania, and Denise, happy Wednesday. All right, guys, a couple quick notes before we begin. If anyone is joining us for the first time or the second time and they're new to this platform, we are live, we're designing together. If you put a comment here on Art Beads, I can read it. Like I can see Linda, good morning, and Christy and Gina and Francie. So I can see all of that. Now they do scroll up a little fast for me, so I can only see a couple at a time. So sometimes I miss comments or questions, and then Thais is really good, or Brian, whoever's helping is really good at kind of flagging those. And sometimes I'll have to ask and say, I know I missed a bunch of questions, please repeat. But if you are here on Art Beads, I can see your comments, which is great. If you are on Facebook or YouTube, please feel free to comment. Thank you for joining us. Just know that no one's ignoring you. I just can't see those comments live. There is a link in your video that would pop you over to Art Beads, and then when you comment, I can see it, like Lisa and Hannah and Christy. Hello, guys. A couple other quick notes. The little floating heart is great. It lets me know you like what you see. There's a share arrow if you want to share it with your friends. And then the shopping bag icon, which basically is, I always call it like my Mary Poppins bag. It's everything in the show preloaded into that bag so that you can see everything that we're going to work with before we pop up a banner or I talk about it, because I don't always remember the name, and I definitely don't remember like the price or things like that. So that shopping bag icon is really important because it's your resource guide, and you can even add it right to your shopping cart from that shopping bag. So that's good too. Hello, Santa Barbara girl. Good morning. All right, I think we took care of kind of the basics. If anyone is new, let's start designing. I'm gonna flip my camera down. Here we go. See, it's cloudy. It's really interesting. It's gonna be beautiful and green out there though, because we got so much rain yesterday. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what we're gonna be working with. So we are going to be working with this mix today, and it is so pretty. I love it. Of all the mixes Megan put together recently, this is definitely my favorite. And I'm just going to keep kind of adjusting the camera here. Okay, so here is the mix that we're going to be working with. I'm going to pop it open in just a minute because I want to give you a sneak peek of what we're going to work with next week. Oh, good, Ruth Alice. That's great to hear. Okay, so next week, hello, Fern. This is the mix we're going to work with. So very different color palette. So you see here we've got the wonderful greens and yellows and bronze and blue. And then we're going to have a very like warm rosy color palette for next week. And these bags are too good because I feel like I can never get them fully open. Here we go. Okay, so next week, this is what we're going to be working with. And this should be there in the shopping bag as well. And this is the first time I've opened this one up, so I don't even know what's in here. Oh, these are nice. So these are some beautiful rondelles, and these are a nice kind of clean cut one. You see they've got a very sharp edge. I've seen these a couple times before in other blends, and I really like them. So sometimes rondelles are just like a softened round bead. This one has some nice sharp edges to it, so I do really like these. So a beautiful strand of rondelles. We've got some really pretty, looks like crackle, like kind of like a crackle rosaline looking round bead here. And these to me look to be like an 8 millimeter. So these are really pretty. So, yep, 8 millimeter rosaline. Huh. Okay, these are gorgeous. Oh, it's not in the bag. Okay, Kat, thank you for letting me know. Thaisa, can you check on that? These should have been released just this morning. So these are brand new. So if Thaisa can look that up, that would be great. And then I've got, these are beautiful. So we're going to definitely be making some drops. I'm kind of envisioning some wire wrapping of these because these are going to be really fun to wire wrap. So that's where I'm kind of seeing those ones come in. And then these are nice. These are like a little drop here. So those are pretty. And then some hearts. These are a nice size heart. These are pretty big actually. Some beautiful hearts with a tortoiseshell edge, it looks like. Oh, hello, Angela. All right, and Thaisa's getting those in the bag. Perfect. All right, I'm going to try a little experiment, guys. To me, my screen is looking a little bit yellow. I'm going to try something real quick, and you guys can tell me if it's better or worse. Okay, did that get better or worse? This is what is good to see here in the lives. Is that color a little bit better for the screen for you guys, or is it a little worse? I have like a lighting setting on my top light that lets me adjust it from like warm sunshine to daylight. Better. Oh, good. Okay, Christy. Yay. Okay, so I'll have to remember better. Oh, good. This is why I love these lives, is we can figure stuff out right away. Okay, so let's look at these all together with this better lighting. We got all fancy and got all these new light fixtures put in our house, and now they've all got these remotes and these different settings and dimmers and all these different things. And, you know, it used to just be flip a switch. It was one choice. And so it's kind of fun now. We've got all these different things, but I have to remember what to do with them. Okay, so these are beautiful. Thaisa's going to add them to the bag, and we're going to work with these next week. So we'll figure out what we're going to do with them next week. That'll be really fun. All right, and then today we're going to work with this one, which is the Earthly Opulence. But I do want to show you something else on my table just real quick. We have a deal of the week that Megan put together, and they are memory wire kits. They're so cute. So she put this together. These are little memory wire kits, and they're free with a purchase of $75 or more. And she did a little sample bracelet for me too. And it's so cute. So a little Halloween memory wire kit. So this is what it would look like once you put it together. It comes in a couple different colorways with different little charms, and it's free with any purchase of $75 or more. You'll get the little kit. But I thought she did such a great job on this. So really cute. So, and all the ingredients are there in this little bag. I know Megan is so creative, and she's got such a good eye for color. And I think she's really good at tying these organza bags because I can't untie that one. Okay, here. So yeah, so you'll get the kit as a freebie. So it has some of these. Oh, these are cube beads. I love that. And then it's got different colors of beads in here, and it's got the little skull bead and a little assorted charm. So the charms are going to be assorted because they're different ones in different kits, but really pretty. And then it's also got the memory wire. So I love that. And she just did such a nice job. And I can't believe she even put together a finished sample for us to look at, which was so nice. So this is a gift with purchase of a $75 purchase or more. So, oh, I see all the hearts. You guys love it too. Megan is so good. We're going to have to get her on camera one of these days. Megan and Michelle. I think we need to get them on camera so we can say hi to them and see their faces. All right, so here is what we're working with today. And like I said in the beginning, if anyone joined a little bit late, sometimes I go and I add extra beads to kind of supplement the design. This one came with so many beads, I really didn't feel like I needed to. I feel like we're going to be able to have so many different combinations just with these beads. Yeah, Christy, it even includes the memory wire. I know, she did such a good job. Really, and it looks like it's been pre-cut to be like 3 loops. So even if you don't have memory wire cutters, you can still do this kit, which is really nice. All right, so this here is the Earthly Opulence kit. So let's just see what beads we have to play with, and then we're gonna cut the strands open and start. And I love these for a drop necklace. So when we're talking double strand, definitely thinking of putting the drops on the lower strands so they can kind of fan out. And I think that'll be really pretty. And it's a huge amount of drops here. And then there's also daggers. Oh, I love it. Yeah, they do kind of remind you of corn nuts. Totally. Yeah, I think they're like just an organic, I don't know. They're interesting. They have a little twist to them as I'm feeling them. It's almost like an oval that's been slightly twisted. They're pretty neat. And then I like that they've got a darker color of green on their tips and then yellow on the inside. Or like, yeah, the inside of the bead here. Okay, and then there's some really pretty little cream pearls. These definitely will come in handy. There's a lot of different size variation of beads in this one. So these are English cuts, and there's a nice kind of stronger green, like a fresh green. These look like an ethereal finish. I've been really loving that. We talked about it in the fairy show. I just kind of discovered that we've got all these beads that have what's called an ethereal finish, and these are beautiful. So that's a nice green. Another green, but darker. Yeah, I would play up the green too. I agree. So I like that these have this little cream pearl that matches them, but it also matches well with green. And then these nice big round, looks like 8mm round with like a bronze finish, but it too has a little bit of green shimmer. Oh, hello, Tracy. Oh, and Donna, hello. And then we've also got these. These are like little lentils, but they've only got one hole, so that's nice. That makes them really easy to work with. And then another little fire polish in a really nice kind of neutral color here. So we've got a lot to play with. The clasp I chose has a vintage feel. This is the little double strand clasp that I thought would work really well. So it has, here you see it's got the box clasp mechanism for it. So when you pull it out, you've got the 2 strands here, and on this side, you've got the 2 strands there. And it's just a really nice little box clasp. And I thought this matched the feeling of these beads nicely. Kind of that vintagey vibe, very elegant, and with the nice warm gold as well. So I didn't add any other beads. I just kind of was like, okay, I'm gonna find the clasp I want, and then I think that's all we're gonna need. I do have some little crimp tubes because we're gonna do stringing. I did put in the shopping bag crimp tube covers as well as thread and wire protectors if you want to do those along with your design. I actually was going to do thread and wire protectors, but I could not find them. They are somewhere. We keep talking about how do we organize our supplies, and my throwing everything in a bin by like type, which is what I do, like findings, meant I went digging through my findings bin and I could not find my thread and wire protectors anywhere. So I put them in the shopping bag if someone does want to use them. All right, yay. Oh, does that clasp in silver tone? Great question. Thaisa can look that up. I know we have a couple other box clasps in silver tone. Maybe she can add those to the shopping bag. This is just a really sweet little one here. All right, well, I'm feeling to start, and you guys let me know as I go which beads you want to see incorporated. Let's start with the longer necklace, the one that's gonna, so if we're doing a double strand, one will be up by the neck, one will be right below it. Let's start with the one that's below it, because I feel like that one is the one to use these amazing drops, because these are gonna fan out. Okay, so we've got these beautiful, beautiful drops. And what I tend to do is I kind of lay out my design on my beading mat. Oh, thank you, Thaisa. Okay, so with these drops, what other beads should we add? Because we're also going to have to think, what beads do we want for the top part of our necklace as well? All right. So this could be, maybe we're going to design both necklaces at the same time. Yeah, Francie, this was my favorite. So Megan, I'm so lucky. Megan sent me a bunch of these mixes, and this was my favorite one. I really love these colors. Okay, so let's maybe design both necklaces of the double strand at the same time so we can see how they complement each other. Oh, yes, good. Yes, so we're going to do a double strand. So the double strand is nice because it will connect one to one part of the necklace, or one part of the clasp, and one to the other. So when this sits on the back of your neck, it'll fan out from here. All right, so let's see what else. Okay, should we use these guys? Let's see, should we go? Because this is going to add a little bit of a different color and different feel, but it's very pretty. Yeah, Marie, I think I need to reorganize my stuff. I think I need to break down the findings to types. I think I need multiple findings bins, and I think that's a great idea to put like crimp, beads, covers, wire protectors together in one so I can easily find them. Because I'm always looking for those. Okay, so I love these. How do we feel about putting these ones in the top row? They're very interesting. When you pull them off the strand, they definitely have an organic feel to them. And the color variation is interesting. Okay, so I'm kind of just laying these out. Okay. And then, which one's next, guys? Okay. Shoe boxes is a good idea. Those photo boxes that are like the same size as a shoe box that are really pretty and colorful and have like nice decorative paper on them. I've definitely used those before. Okay, so let's see what beads we have and which ones we want to incorporate. Do we want a darker up here to go with it? We need sparkles. Okay, yep, sparkles. So this are most sparkly beads in this mix. Oh, wait. Okay, yes. Okay, these are the sparkle ones. So we can go, oh, so this definitely has that green feel. We could put these green ones down here, or we could tone down the green and not use that one as much. And then maybe this one here. So does the sparkles... Yeah, the sparkles are good. That's a good call. Small jars, that's a good idea, like mason jars. Okay, so how about we open this one up? Okay, so these are very pretty. A faint flash of pink. Maybe a little bit. It's more of like a nice cream with definitely that green. The green is coming through pretty strong. So that's when you would take them off, because then you start to see all their ends a little bit more. Definitely seeing the green. And that's why it's like, I think this green here complements it really well, because this has just got a bit of green in it too. Yeah, I agree. The yellow nuggets, I'm wanting to use them. Do we want to see what it would look like without the yellow nuggets? Do we want to take away the yellow nuggets and just see? This is why we get to play. So if we took those out, maybe instead we put these beautiful green, these deep green to accent this, because that goes really well together. Yes, no nuggets. Okay, good. This is why I love it when we play together. Okay, so these are really pretty. So if we put these guys up here, maybe we do like 2 of these And then one of these in between. That might be really pretty. Okay. Let's open these guys. And I agree about getting the sparkle. Okay. We also have these little pearls, but maybe we're going to leave out the pearls too because they seem to accent those nuggets so well. So maybe we keep those for a different piece of jewelry. Okay. Yeah, Megan provided so many beads in this collection that I felt like we would just have so much to work with and choose from. I like the deep green. Great. Yeah, I like that deep green too. Yeah, it's like those nuggets are so cool that I wanted to use them, but I think you guys are right. I think maybe in this design, we leave the nuggets out and we focus more on these greens and bronzes. Ooh, the lentils for the bottom. Ooh, that could be really cool. Let's do that because that kind of accents those brown beads up top. Ooh, the pearls would add a nice contrast with the dark beads. Oh, yes, they would. We could add that. We could add the pearls in there too. Okay, let's see what we got. Because this is going to bring us more bronze. And then maybe what we'll do is we'll kind of lay this out a bit. Try a lentil between the big ones on the bottom. I like that idea. Well, maybe if we do like a little lentil on each side of the big ones, and then we could put a pearl or one of these sparkly. I think the sparkle is a great idea. I like the idea of trying the lentils too. So the lentils are going to be a little bit more of like a droppy feel to them because it's got the top drill. So if you see this hole orientation, those are daggers in the corner. They came with this mix too. So we've also got daggers. So we can put daggers in. We could put daggers with drops. Oh, the gold beads, yeah. So these could be really pretty. That would add sparkle. And then we've got these guys up here. I mean, I don't know if this is how everyone else does it, but this is how I build out my designs. I like to look at them. Yeah, get them sparkles in there. Okay, yes, get the sparkles in here. So we have the little sparkles right here, but we have a lot of sparkles. So we actually had a good size strand. Yeah, the lentils do shine kind of blue. So they've got blue, green, even are reflecting some purple. So if you guys can see that, they've got a nice kind of, almost like a peacocky feel. So those are really nice too. I mean, we could try to put them in here, but I'm not sure if we need them. Let's see. Let's keep putting these lentils. I'm very curious how these lentils are gonna do when we put them together, when we string them. Because this is kind of a non-conventional use for the lentils with that little top hole, but I think it's gonna be really cool. Okay. So how are we liking this so far? Lentil, dagger, lentil in between. Oh, lentil, dagger, lentil. I see what you're saying. We could try that. Do you guys want to see what a lentil, dagger, lentil would look like? Yeah, let's open these guys up. And they're single hole too. So that's nice. So this mix has no 2-hole beads. So sometimes the mixes will have a 2-hole bead. There's no 2-hole bead. So we could so what we could do is if we wanted to keep the sparkle in there, we could even do lentil sparkle. Here, let me put this up here. This is gonna be too hard to see. So we could do lentil. Here, we could do drop, lentil, sparkle, dagger, sparkle, lentil, drop. Do we like the dagger in there? Because we could try it. We could string it up, and then if we don't like it, we could always take it off. So maybe we try that for a little section and just see how it hangs. I love it. Okay, so let's try that. Let's string this, start stringing and see what we end up with, because sometimes things look a little different when you actually put them onto the cord. So let me add a few more of these guys here. So we're ready with our daggers. And then where did all those beautiful daggers go? They're a nice size too. They're not too big. Okay, I'm just gonna put a little dagger in here as a reminder. Yeah, I love that idea. Try stringing the center and see what we think. Okay, great idea. So I'm gonna use this beading wire right here, and I'm gonna cut a little bit more than I think I'm gonna need. So with the double strand necklace, of course, one strand is gonna be a little shorter, so it rests higher, and one is gonna be a little longer, so it will rest a little lower. I've seen a lot with a 16-inch top strand. That's a little tight for me. I find 16-inch necklaces kind of choke me a little bit. They're not as comfortable to wear for me. So I'm gonna start thinking this one might be 17 or 18 inches, and then this one's gonna be a couple inches longer. So that's what I'm gonna go into thinking of, you know, like 18 and 20. Yeah, exactly, Santa Barbara girl. Make it a little bit longer so it's comfortable to wear. Because I think we've all made those necklaces that are just too tight, and then they don't feel good. So let's start with the idea that the top one is gonna be 18 and the bottom is gonna be 20. So we'll need, of course, the 18 inches for the actual length. And then I like to leave 3 inches on each side to do my crimping. So for the top strand, I want 24 inches. Oh, hello, Maria from El Paso. All right, so here is our top cord at 24 inches, and then the good old handy bead stoppers. I think we're gonna use them a lot today. So I'll put this about 3 inches from my end. Give me a little wiggle room here. And then let's just string what's gonna be the center of this. And then if we want, we can make it the entire length of it, but let's just string what we've got. So we'll start here. And this has, I don't know if you guys have encountered this, it has just like a little tip that's a little crimped, and I'm just gonna cut that off. Okay. Okay, so my beads will just stop on my bead stopper, so I'm good to go there. I have sometimes forgotten to put a bead stopper on, I will admit, and it is not my favorite experience when all my beads fall off. Okay, so we're just gonna string some here and see what this looks like actually done up. Oh, hello, Teresa from Los Angeles. You got the rain too yesterday. It was so much rain. Our streets were flooding. Okay, let's just put a couple of these on and see how it's doing. So Brian is also in the Los Angeles area here too. Okay, so this is the top strand of our double strand. I use a binder clip. Oh, that's a great idea, Tracy. I've done painter's tape in a pinch too. When I haven't been able to find my bead stopper, I've done painter's tape. Oh, I like it. What do you guys think? I think that's really pretty, just how that is. And those spacers, those rondelle spacers are really nice. I like it. Oh, good morning from Boyne Park. Hello, Rosie. Okay, I think I'm seeing lots of hearts. I feel like the entire necklace, if we have enough beads, should be this pattern. I think this is really, really elegant and pretty. So let's go and do this one, 18 inches if we can. If not, my trick is to do a little something different on both ends, is my little trick. But let's see if we can actually have enough beads to string 18 inches of this pattern. Oh, good, Tracy, yay. Yeah, this dark green is really, really pretty. It's funny because, like, you know, when I was looking at the beads, this one was kind of like not a filler bead, but it was kind of like, oh, it's a pretty bead, but it wasn't like a showstopper like the drops. But when you work it into a design, it really adds to it. Like that dark green and just that unusual shape. I love it. It's so fun when we do this together, guys. I prefer it like compared to me making a design ahead of time, because I think we, as like a group mind and a collective, I think we come up with really great ideas. Okay, gonna keep going with this pattern now that we know the pattern that we like. Okay. Oh, you're right, it will. Yes, Santa Barbara girl. Well, you know, guys, I'm going to definitely be wearing this. I think it was a teal double strand necklace we made last summer using one of these mixes from Megan, or maybe we made two separate necklaces, but they complemented each other really well. So I wore them together, and I love that necklace set. So I love it when we come up with like kind of these really elegant, beautiful double strands. Yeah, this is looking so nice. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. And I don't think I want to put this attached to the clasp until we get the other strand done up, just in case we want to make any changes. I don't really want to crimp that crimp bead until we get going. But this too, like you could easily make this a really pretty bracelet as well. So we're turning it into a necklace, but this is just a beautiful pattern right here using these beads if you wanted to do it as a necklace. So let's keep going. I'm gonna find my beads and pull more out. And then that pretty ethereal color too. This is like the prettiest green. Okay. All right, I'm gonna string some more. How's everyone else's weather doing? I know the East Coast got absolutely hammered with that storm, and then we had a huge storm yesterday. How's everyone else doing? Yeah, it would be a good bracelet too. I think this would be a lovely bracelet. Well, see how many beads we have left over, because you could definitely, maybe we'll have enough beads that you could do a bracelet and a necklace for this one. Oh, it's dry in the Midwest. Oh, and cold in New York City. Now, is it usually dry this time of year in the Midwest? I feel like all the weather's a bit wacky. Okay, keep going. Yeah, this would be a really pretty bracelet and necklace set. Very easy to do too, because this pattern really lends itself to a bracelet very nicely. Oh, Gina, I had that same thought about hoping that this rain really helps with fire season, because we got so saturated. It is soaking. 80 degrees in Kansas. Oh my goodness. That's a nice warm October. I love it, Santa Barbara girl. Well, I treated myself, guys. I just went shopping and got some new blouses and some new things. I was like, oh, I'll have fun. And in my mind, I was like, I'll have fun making jewelry to match these. Hello, Monica. Okay, so we're getting there. So I'm probably only at about 12 inches so far. We can see what this is looking like for this necklace. I'm going to keep going and see if I have enough beads to make the full 18 inches for the top strand of our double strand necklace. I think I might. If not, we're going to figure out how to improvise. Yeah, I don't honestly go clothing shopping that much these days, so it was really fun, actually. I took my husband, too, and he bought a bunch of stuff as well. I was like, that was fun. That was a new experience. Sweater weather. I know. I want sweater weather, too. We turned on our heat this morning. It was the first time of the season because it was very cold. We were all freezing. Oh, dark. Yeah, the darkness is hard. I definitely have a hard time with the darkness too. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. So pretty. I love this one. I can't wait to see what the bottom strand, bottom necklace is going to look like. And if we run out of beads, we're going to find a good solution. I don't think we'll run out of the large ones or the ethereal little fire polish, but these little green spacers might be running low here. I've got a few more. Oh, your county fair is happening. That's fun. I love county fairs. I love all the desserts there, the strawberry shortcakes and all the different yummies. Oh, that sounds perfect, Maria. Yeah, there's always that kind of sweet spot in the fall where a lot of places just have the best weather. Okay, keep going. Oh, we might make it because I do have a few greens in reserve. So I guess if you wanted to make a matching bracelet, you're probably going to need another mix because I don't think we're going to have enough of these same beads for another, for a bracelet to go with it. Ooh, foggy and cool. Nice. Oh, you could use a chain to finish it off. Absolutely. Oh, and you know what? That's another idea too. If you wanted to, say you wanted to make a bracelet out of this as well, you could only bead like this much and then finish it with a chain and then keep the rest of the beads in reserve for a bracelet. So you could definitely do that too, which would be nice. That was a great idea. All right, we're getting there on this one. And then we have our other strand to do too. Okay, so I've got a few more of these little green ones hiding. I'm gonna get to the end of them and then measure how long we've got and then what we might need to add. Yeah, I love the chain idea. That's always a nice idea. If you run out of beads, you could put a little piece of chain on each side. Okay. All right, what have we got here? All right, so I'm out of these guys, but I'm gonna stop here because I didn't put one on the other side. Yeah, bronzy chain would be beautiful. All right, maybe Thaisa can put a few bronzy chains into the shopping bag or gold, just so we can see what they would look like. Okay, so let's see how long this is. So we ran out of beads for those beads, and I'm gonna put this down and I'm gonna measure it. I'm gonna put it down carefully. Okay, so we have got 6, 12. Oh my gosh, we almost made it. We have got 12, 16. We got 16.5 inches out of these beads. So we need to add a little over an inch on both sides. So we've got plenty of these beads left. Let's just make an inch out of these guys because that then matches what we've already got going. So, and I've got 2 of the little green lentils left. So I'll put 1 on each side. And then we're just going to do an 1.5 of these guys. And then that will make our one necklace. Okay. Oh, yes, with a clasp. We should add room for the clasp. Okay. Yeah, so we can, I think we'll still do 18, and then the clasp will add like 1/2 inch if that. It's a pretty narrow clasp, but by the time we do our crimping, it will add a little bit. I think it'll be good though. I'd rather have this not too tight so it's easy to wear. Let's see what that looks like. Is that 1.5 inches? That's more than 1.5 inches. Okay, so I wanted 1.5 inches from the bead. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. Oh, hello, Monica. We are making a really pretty necklace with a bead assortment that Megan put together. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got 9 beads on this side. I'm gonna go grab my other bead stopper and put it right here. And I'm gonna go do the same on the other side. And then this one strand is done. You can see what that looks like. So it just goes a little bit tapered towards the back of the neck with just these beads here. I think that works great. Okay, so we're gonna do that one lentil that we had, or not lentil, but one spacer, and then 9 of these really pretty check glass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So all of those little guys. All right, so this one is done. We would just need to crimp it onto that clasp. All right, so here is what the finished piece looks like. So that's what we have. That's going to be up near the back clasp, and here are all the beads here. So this is going to be the top strand in our double strand necklace. So I'm just going to carefully cinch it with both ends in the bead stopper in case I bump it. And now what we can do is we can make the lower one with the daggers and the drops and the lentils and see what we end up with and like. Yeah, as cool as these beads are, I'm glad we left them off. I think it looks really good without them. I think they were a little too distracting. Okay, so there. Oh, thank you, Thaisa. Okay, so let's string a little bit of this and see what we end up with. So we said this was 18 inches and we wanted the lower one to be 20. So we're going to cut 26 inches of beading wire for this one to allow us to do our crimping easily. So 6, 12, 18, 24, 26. And I think I always cut a little bit more than probably I need. And that's just me. So if you're comfortable cutting a little bit less, then go for it, of course, too. Whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, so let's put our bead stopper on this one. And let's see how the pattern looks that we made, and if we need to adjust or add anything to it. Because we can also make the drops be the center focal. And then when we get towards the back here, kind of get away from the drops quite as much, so much, and then just have them more in the front, or we can continue them so we can see what we like. We also have, if we want to lighten it up, we do have this strand of pearls right here, and that does kind of nicely accent the pearls in the clasp. So we have that option too, if we wanted to put a little something lighter in that bottom area. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so we had said we were going to start with a drop. Keep the daggers towards the front half. I like that. Okay, let's see. So this is not necessarily the back, even though this is the first one I'm stringing. I'm kind of trying to string our front focal section first. And then we said we're going to try a lentil. Oh, that's a good idea. So Tina's saying I don't cut until after I put the beads on. That way I know I have enough wire. That's really smart. I think that's less wasteful too, because then you're only cutting what you need. Keep the daggers towards the front. I like that. Okay. So we could do the same pattern and just only have daggers in the front. And then we got the sparkle because we were saying we needed a little sparkle and a little shine. And then, so I'm going to get maybe 2 or 3 of these sequences on, and then I'll hold it up so we can kind of assess and see if we like what we're seeing or if we want to modify it at all. Because sometimes things look very different in kind of in their made up state versus like in our heads. Okay. Okay, so here are 2 drops with the daggers and the lentils and everything else in between. So what's happening, the lentils are being kicked up forward because of the curve of the drop. So that's interesting. That was unexpected. I'm not sure how I feel about that. How do you guys feel about that? Do we want to try putting the lentils next to the daggers and seeing if they drop down? So the lentils have that hole that's not in the center. So that's why they're kicking up. So we can maybe see what they would look like. Seed beads. I know I didn't pull any seed beads. We could put pearls. We could put these little pearls between it and it would add brightness. Rosie's saying yes. Okay, so let's try the other way. Okay, I think move the lentils. Switch the fire polish and the lentils. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let's see if they still kick up when we do that or if they sit better. Okay, let's try it. I see, it's so funny because I never would have thought that they would have done that because I didn't think of the shape of that drop. So then let's see if they do that with the daggers as well. Okay, let's just do one, see if it kicks up or if it's okay. And then if it's too much, we could just leave the lentils off if they don't play nice in this design. Okay. So here is this. How do we feel about that? Now they are moving around, so I'm not so sure they're always going to stay how we want them to stay. It's a little hard to tell because the necklace is going to curve. So you might have the lentils kicking up a little. Do we like that or not like that? So it's going to be curved. Dagger is going to spin too. Yeah, the dagger is going to spin as well. What if we put, let's just try this real quick because we can. What if we put, I think it's definitely better with the lentils near the dagger, but what if we did, okay, the fire polish. Yeah, I'm not loving the kick up either. Let's see what happens though. I want to try something. Okay. And then I assume I would have enough fire polish. Let's just see if we did more fire polish. I want to try 3 daggers together and see what they do. Let's just do a set of 3 daggers. See if they play nice or if they kick up too. It's sometimes hard when you have a tapered top because they don't always play nice. Okay, and then I got that. Yep, that's what I just did. I put a gold sparkle on either side of the lentils. Good call, Jane. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Something to kind of get those not to kick up. So we could, oh, I forgot the gold sparkle and it's kicking up. It would bother me. Yeah, I think if they kick up, they're going to bother me too. Let's see if they hang okay with a sparkle between them. Okay, so here I put 3 daggers together, but okay, so the lentils do hang nicely when we put a sparkle between them. So then they're not kicking up anymore. But do we like the dagger in there or no dagger? Because I think the sparkle with the lentil works. We could also just do, like maybe we're overcomplicating it. We could just do, okay, this is why we play. Okay, we could just do a sparkle, a lentil, a sparkle, and a drop, and leave off the daggers. This might be cleaner. How do we like that? So no daggers, and then a sparkle between, on either side of the little lentils so they don't kick up, and just more of a drop and a focus on the big drops. I'm seeing a bunch of hearts. Okay, let's do that. Let's try that. Okay, better. And then that's gonna accent this nicely, I think. Let's look. Okay. Yes, I think that's gonna work. So let's get rid of the daggers. Okay, good, good. We just had to play. We just had to figure out what was gonna work. And I think the initial idea of making sure we get a little sparkle in there was really good. And the lentils are fun, and now they're not gonna kick up all weird. Okay, so let's string a couple just to see what a strand would look like before we string it all, but I think we're on to something here. I think this is gonna be really pretty. And these drops are gorgeous. I hope that the lighting is showing that these have so many different colors in play. They've got a lot of different colors. All right, let's see. Oh, put the daggers, the drops in the front and the daggers in the back. Oh, that could be fun. And Meredith is saying, I like the daggers. Oh yeah, we could maybe find a way of using daggers. We could do the front part of the necklace in one way and then daggers in the back. Let's just keep playing and see what looks good. Oh, and then Denise is saying, if you use the daggers, only use a few sets of them in the center. Yeah, you could definitely do that too, so it wasn't daggers the whole time. Oh, I'm really glad my bead stopper was on there. Okay, so here is what we have with the, oh, there's a pretty lighting for you can see those pretty drops. So it goes drop, sparkle, fire polish, a little lentil, another fire polish, and then the another drop. So we could try to put like a little focal of the daggers. Let's just see what that would look like. And then this can become the middle section here. So we're saying like a little cluster of the daggers, like maybe 3 of them. Let's see. Let's do like instead of the lentils, maybe. Let's see. We wanted to put the daggers in. Yeah, 3. Okay. Yeah, I always like the clusters too. It makes it more of like a fan. Okay, so I'm replacing the lentil with 3 daggers. And then we'll do, oh, but we're saying instead of drops. I was thinking instead of the lentils. Let's see. So towards the center of our necklace, we could do this. And then another drop. So it's got something kind of different happening in the front. Let's just see what this will keep looking like. So we could do that maybe 3 times. So it's got a different focal area, and then we'll go out from here and do the sides identical. So let's just see what that's gonna look like. What's nice is the daggers bring this dark green into the picture, which is nice. So that dark green that we used in the first necklace, or the first strand, is really being highlighted then, okay? And Denise is saying no. Okay, so like no to this here. So do we want to take the daggers off again and just go with how we were doing it? I'll wait for everybody because I think either way. I think it could be interesting to have a little focal with some daggers, or we could just continue with the drops. The drop lentil crystal. Ruth Alice is saying love it. Okay. What's everyone else? Do you want me to string on just a little bit more and we can kind of see? Okay, let's just string on a little bit more. And we got so many of these big drops. No dagger, the daggers are too short, no daggers. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of no daggers. Maybe what we'll do is, I saw a couple of saying the daggers in the back. So, actually what would be really fun is if anyone orders this mix and creates a variation of this necklace, I would love to see the different variations they do with or without daggers. Okay, so I think you could do a lot of things. I think I'm trying to kind of get a general consensus. I think we're going to take the daggers off, but of course, when you have this mix, you can definitely replace the lentils with the daggers, whatever you like for sure. And the daggers in the back instead of the drop. Okay, and then Santa Barbara Girl saying, no daggers, save them for a bracelet. I like that. Okay, so let's just go with the pattern we were doing, and then we could always do something a little different on the sides, or we could just keep going with this pattern. Whoops, I forgot a sparkle. BJ saying no daggers. 2 sparkles on each side of the daggers is too crowded. Okay, yeah, I think it's fun to like string these on and see how they look, because it's so hard. I can never quite tell how they're gonna look until they're actually on. Okay, so I am going back to the original pattern here. And this mix came with so many drops. We actually, I think, are going to have plenty to maybe do the whole necklace with drops if we don't want to switch to daggers, but we can also switch to daggers. So this is how this is looking. And then you can see how this is going to layer. And that's going to layer really nicely there. Okay, so let's keep going. I'm going to take some of these out, and then where did that strand go here? But it would be fun if you guys do make something with this mix. I would love to see it on the Serious Art Beaters page, because I think there's so many variations here of what you could do with the same beads. Same beads, just different assortment. Love the drops. I love the drops too. Drops are really pretty. Okay, keep going. Okay. Okay, and BJ saying now the necklaces complement each other. I think they complement each other really well too. This is going to be so pretty. All right, let me get more of these drops because there are a lot of them. And I love that sound. I hope that's picking up, because that sound of just really beautiful Czech glass beads. And they're cool to the touch. You can feel the glass. It's so nice. Okay, let's keep going. So do you guys want to just keep going with this pattern? We can do this, I think, probably all the way around the necklace, or I don't think we're going to run out of lentils. I don't think we're going to run out of any of the beads. Oh, we might run out of the sparkle. Let's see how far we can get. Let's see how far we can get before we have to change our pattern, and then we'll adapt. Oh, so that's interesting. Okay, Cindy's saying drops look too heavy without the daggers to lighten them up. Yeah, the daggers would lighten them because it would give more space between them as well. So I think you could definitely do the daggers or the drops. Lots of combos here. Okay, let's just keep going. And these pretty drops. And I wasn't expecting those little lentil beads to be a focal either. I kind of looked at the lentils initially and I was like, oh, I wish I had wire to wire wrap them, but they're fun strung on here. Oh, I love it, Santa Barbara Girl. That would be a fun job. That would be really fun. Save 2 drops for earrings. Great idea. I like that. That is really good. And then we've got, let's see, you could save the 2 drops for the earrings. You still have some of this bead left over that you could combine with them. That's a great idea. My chimes. Oops, I forgot a lentil. keep going. All right. That's a bit of stringing. I know those were my chimes. We're here a little bit longer than we sometimes are, but it's important to play and to be able to get the design right and take things off, you know, and put them back on. And then it just takes a little while to actually put these all onto the necklace. Okay, so here's this that we've got going. You can see how it's going to complement as we go up. Oh, it's very elegant. So elegant. That's going to be really pretty. Okay, but we are going to, I think, soon run out of our pretty little sparkle beads. So let's just get as far as we can with this pattern, and then we'll adjust for the sides to be equal once we run out of the sparkles. I think we're going to run out of the sparkles before we run out of the drops. I love the idea of saving 2 drops for earrings. That would be really pretty. Okay. So what I'm thinking I want to buy next is I need a mannequin bust. Does anyone work with a mannequin bust? Because I'm thinking I need a mannequin bust to help on the draping of these like double strand necklaces, because I was thinking about that today. I used to have one and I was like, oh, I wish I kept that, because it would have been really nice to drape this along a neckline to see how it would sit. I think Deb Floros, she has one, and I've seen her drape things on it before. I was like, oh, that's so smart. I know, wouldn't a mannequin bust be good? Even like a half tabletop one. Like, I just feel like it would be so helpful to actually see how a necklace would sit on a neck before you actually do the crimping and adding of the clasp and all of that good stuff. Okay, I will definitely let you know if I find a source, for sure. Yeah, I don't see them very often. I feel like I see them more at like vintage fairs, like people using them, but they're never for sale. Okay, so here's what we've got. This is getting nice and long. Yeah, it would be much easier. I love it, Ruth Alice. Well, maybe it's something that like could be found at like a vintage shop or a thrift store or something. All right, so this is how it's looking as we see it's coming around. So here, this is going to be really, really pretty. Okay, so we are just about out of those sparkles. So now we have to adjust and we have to do something different on the back. So what do we want to do? We've got about, probably another 6 inches. So probably 3 inches on each side to do. So we've got our 2 drops for our earrings. So we're going to keep that. We do have some of these guys. So we have some of these guys left. We are pretty much out of sparkles though. We've only, well, I've got a few. I've got a few sparkles. Maybe, do we want to add those daggers now in the back, or we can add this pretty pearl, because the pearl is going to go up to the pearl clasp. Even though we don't have it anywhere else, it's still very on theme and very vintagey looking. Pearl, I'm seeing Hannah say pearl. Let's try the pearl. Okay. Use the pearls. Okay, let's do it. All right, so let's go ahead. We have just a few of these sparkles left. Let's do a sparkle, and then let's do a lentil. Let's try like 3 pearls. Let's do 3 little pearls together, because sometimes it's fun, instead of just doing like A, B, A, B, A, B, to do a little something different. Oh, pearls on the back of both necklaces. That's a great idea. Okay, I know we're running a little late today, so I don't think I'm gonna change this necklace, but I think that's a brilliant idea to go ahead and use the pearls in the back of both necklaces. That would be really pretty. Okay, Let's do another lentil. Let's do 3 more pearls. Yeah, I like that idea. That would be really pretty. These pearls feel really nice too. These are nice pearls. Okay. All right, so this is what it's looking like towards the back of the necklace now. So I put in the lentil, 3 pearls lentil, and then let's just keep going a little bit more. Okay, a lentil. Oh, thank you, Denise. She said, Google mannequin bust for jewelry designs, and a lot comes up. That's good. All right, I think, yep, that's my next, I think that should be my next thing. Because I do really think it would be easier. One that you could like pin into, that you could like pin your design on, so you can adjust it and kind of work with it as you go. Okay. And then once we finish the stringing, the actual completion of the necklace is pretty fast. We'll just attach it with crimp tubes to that double strand clasp. Okay, let's see how much we have here. Okay, so this is what we've got. And then I still have, let's see how long this is. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, so we said we wanted this one to be 20 inches because the other was 18. So I'm just gonna find my ruler. So we're gonna do, this is 6, 12, and 4.5. So this is 16.5. And the part of the pearl, so we need another 3.5. And this part of the pearl is not quite. So let's add a little more pearl on this end and go to the other side. I think we'll be good. Yeah, the back of both is a great idea. I think that's a really, really good idea. Okay, so let's do another pearl section, another lentil, and then let's do a couple more pearls, and then we're gonna go to the other side. Why don't we do 3 pearls, and then we have enough sparkle that we can end in a sparkle. Okay, and then I'm gonna take this bead stopper off, put it over on the other end, and let that slide down. And how many clusters did we have? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's try to do 8 clusters on the other side so that we have it identical. And we started with a sparkle and a lentil. And then we got these pretty, pretty pearls. Yeah, I agree about doing the pearls on both as well. I think that would be just stunning to have a match like that. Okay. Pearls, lentils. Come on, little bead hole. Yeah, these are fun. These are a nice size little pearl too. I feel like they're really versatile. And then we'll measure it. Once we get these guys on, we'll measure it, and then hopefully we're at the right length and we can crimp it and have our completed double strand necklace. For anyone who joined us a little bit late, this is the Earthly Opulence mix. It's a beautiful Czech glass bead mix that Megan put together, and is just gorgeous. So it's there in that shopping bag if anyone wants to see more about it. It's so pretty. And see all the strands lined up. And of course the show will be available replay. So shortly after we sign off, the video becomes available if anyone wants to go back. I know, the little pearls are great. I feel like each bead in this mix is really special. Okay. and can be used in so many ways too. It's very versatile. It's a very, very versatile mix. And we didn't even use the big nuggets or the daggers. So you've got those for another project too. What did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need 8 pearl clusters and we've got 5. And they keep coming. It's a nice big strand. All right. Can you guys hear the birds? The birds are very happy after the rainstorm. I love that comment, Ruth Alice. I think she's so happy when we play with her mixes. Like, I think she's delighted to see what we do with them and what they're transformed into. Yeah, she really has a beautiful eye for color. We have to get her on camera. We're just going to have to. So we'll have to do like a special broadcast with just her joining us. Okay, what am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Oh, and then the 8th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the 8th one didn't end in a lentil. It ended in a sparkle. Let's see what we're with. Oh, thank you, Linda. I hope she's watching this and can see that, and we'll definitely pass it along to her. She just does such a nice job. Okay, so let's see how long we are. We were shooting for 20 inches. Let's see if we made it. So 6, 12, 18. Okay, 20. We made it. It's like 20 and a quarter. So I think that will be fine. So here is going to be the bottom necklace. Let's clear this out a little bit because we're about ready to add our clasp and finish up our design. Okay, so here is this necklace here. And then here is the other one that's going to wrap around it. So you can see what that's going to look like. And my lighting just totally changed. I think the sun is changing out here. So pretty. Okay, and then the clasp is right here. So we're going to use this little clasp. So the only thing to keep in mind with this clasp is that you want one strand to come off of these two and the other strand to come off of these two. So you don't want to have one half of your necklace coming here and the other one doing a diagonal. Otherwise, they're going to crisscross. So just you want to make sure you pay attention to that. We're going to use crimp tubes, little 2 by 2 millimeter crimp tubes. And then we're just going to be using a standard crimping plier. So let's go ahead and do this one first. So this is going to go on the back of the neck. So this is interesting. Does anyone, so when you do a box, when you throw a box clasp on your floor. So, oh, thank you, Thaisa. Okay, so I'm trying to think. So if I have this in the back of my neck, do I want to reach down and pull it out? Or do I want to reach up? I'm trying to think what's going to feel most comfortable. You know, I think you could definitely change the shorter one to pearls. And I think we're running a bit behind on time here. I would do that. I think for time's sake, I'm going to keep it this way. But definitely you have enough pearls that you could absolutely switch it. Okay, and Tracy's saying the box clasp pull down. All right, so this is, we're going to have it like this. So the bottom one here is going to be our longer strand. So we're going to take this piece here and we're going to go ahead and put on a crimp tube. Okay, so I've got a crimp tube on here and I'm going to put this one right here. And you could use a thread and wire protector if you would like. Okay, and then we're just going to go back down through our crimp tube. Okay, pull it. Okay, and this is the back of our necklace. So this is going against our neck, the smooth side. It's definitely a statement necklace. I love it. Okay, we're gonna crimp just with our standard crimping pliers. And this is not a magnetic clasp, which is wonderful because I'm used to struggling with a magnetic clasp when I do this. So it's nice. So I have a little bit of a wiggle room there so it's not too tight. And crimp. So you can see that. It kind of becomes like a kidney shape. And then we're gonna go to the other side. And you could put crimp covers on here if you wanted to as well. And then we're gonna fold it over in the top notch. And then I like to put it through one bead, just one. You could put through several though if you like, of course. Everyone has a different kind of theory on if you just cut it right after the crimp tube or if you string it through some beads. I like to put it through one bead. Okay, so that is that side. Let's go to the other side. And I want to kind of shake this down a little bit so that there's no gaps. I want to make sure there's no gaps. I'm going to take off this and grab another crimp tube. And now I have to pay attention that I'm on the same side. So this is again the back. So this is the back right here. And we're gonna go through the little loop that's on it so that both of the ones for the bottom strand of the necklace are on the bottom of the clasp here. And we're gonna cinch this down. And what I like to do is I like to have it in a curved shape when I see the tension here. I don't like to have it hanging flat. I like it in a curve so that I can see how it's going to lay, which is kind of like what we were talking about, like having a mannequin bust would be so helpful because you could actually crimp it on the mannequin bust. So you see how it's going to curve around the neck. So there. So I like that. I see that I have no gaps. I love it. Okay, and then let's crimp this one. I love it. There's a glowing orb outside. You think it's the sun. Oh, that's great. Yeah, our sun is coming out and everything is going to be so green and so happy here because this is our first real rain of the season. Okay, so I crimped that. And then I'm going to go through here, through the one adjacent bead. Okay, come on, wiggle, wiggle. Okay, and now we're going to do the top one. So I feel good at this point to trim my tails. Oh, you had rain for a solid week. Oh, that's a long time of rain. Okay. Okay, so we have the bottom one all done, and now we just need to go back. So I do really like the idea of changing out the pearls, these beads for the pearls. I think that's a really good idea. I think if we had a little bit more time, we would definitely do that. I just know that we had a lot of fun playing here, so we ran a little bit late today. So that is a great idea though. Okay, a crimp tube on here. Gonna go through this side now. So now I'm on the top holes of the double strand clasp. And this will be very elegant to wear for sure. And I'm keeping my clasp together in this case because I want to have the curve of the necklace kind of working with it as I'm doing my crimping. So I didn't separate out my clasp like I sometimes do. Okay. And pull it down so that we just got a little bit of room there. It's not too tight. And then the tip from Sarah was to separate out your strands so they go into the two channels, which I thought was so smart. So now you've got two channels with that crimp tube. And then we're going to fold it over. And then, okay, so now it's sitting upright. Fold over and go through one bead. Okay. And I did not fold that over very good. I'm going to just go to little better squeeze. Okay. And then get rid of that gap. I don't think they're backwards. I think they're going to sit okay. But I never know. I could have done it backwards. And if I did it backwards, I apologize. So just kind of pay attention to that orientation. This is going to be our bottom one here. And this, I pulled off some beads. Okay. Let me get these guys back on real quick. And, yeah, it's a little tricky with the double strand, just trying to pay attention to the orientation of the clasp. All right, so let's find another crimp tube. Okay, so we've got that. And do kind of let gravity work so that you can go ahead and make sure there's no big gaps here. And then we're going to go to this side, and we've got that one hole waiting for us on the other strand here. I'm going to go through it and pull. I'm just making sure there's no gaps. And you can also check your tension again, kind of lay it out, make sure there's not only no gaps, but make sure it's not too tight so it doesn't kind of kink on you. Because if you've ever done it where it's too tight, it gets almost like a stiffness to it. So you're going to make sure that's not doing that. Okay, one crimp. I do love the sound of the beads. There's just something so nice about the sound of beautiful glass beads. Okay, we're almost ready to see what we made. Come on. There we go. Okay, I'll trim my ends. I think I got one more. All right, so here is the back of our necklace. So here, this is how it's gonna sit. So this is up towards the back of your neck, and you've got that beautiful box clasp. And then here is our beautiful, let me lay it out together. Get rid of those daggers. They're pretty, but here we want to not see them. There is our beautiful double strand necklace. So you can see that. And we did 18 and we did 18 and 20 inches. So this needs to go here. So I am looking at this. I might, when you go create this at home, I might go 18 and 21 inches. I might do a 3-inch difference between them. So that's just is kinking up a little bit here. It's still going to sit nice, but I might do a 3-inch difference between your two strands. Give yourself just a little bit more breathing room because these are sitting on top of each other just a little bit. So maybe do 18 and 21 or 17 and 20 instead of 18 and 20. So that might just be something to do. Yay! Well, thank you guys for sticking with me. This was a very long, long live playtime here, but I think it was worth it. I think it's so fun to see these beautiful, beautiful beads together. And then a quick reminder about this really cool kit. If you joined us a little late, Megan put together these beautiful kits. They are memory wire kits for Halloween, and they are a free gift with purchase if you spend $75 or more. And they come even with the memory wire and the charms and the little skull bead and all the beads. So really cool. And then this was the Earthly Opulence kit that we played with. And then this is the one we're going to play with next week, is this beautiful rosy one. Oh, yes, I will put it on. Let me do that. So let me flip up the camera and unlatch it. All right, let me flip the camera. Okay, so I'm not really wearing the right shirt, but I'm going to just kind of hold it up so we can see what this will look like. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, let me see. Oh, thank you, Jane. Okay, I gotta adjust the camera so we can actually see my neck here. Okay, so it's very elegant. Let me untwist it. So this here, totally wrong shirt, but you can see what this looks like on. It's really elegant and very pretty. I love it. So, and that was with 18 and 20. So you see where the 18 lays? Actually, when you put it on versus on the table, the 18 and 20 is not bad. It was just maybe when it was just sitting on the table and not around a neck. All right, we need that mannequin bust. we need a mannequin bust in a hurry so we can do these. Okay, yeah, so when you put them on like this, the 18 and 20 is actually pretty good for the double strand. I'm glad we did that. That was a good idea to put it on. All right, thank you guys. This was Earthly Opulence. So pretty what Megan put together for us of these beautiful beads. And again, it's a double strand clasp, and it lays really nice. Okay, thank you, Thaisa. Okay, definitely have to put it on to see. I think Ruth Alice, you were saying you are your mannequin, so that's perfect. Okay, that was fun. I don't know what we're gonna do next week for that other kit. I have to think about it. So maybe a bracelet and earrings, since we focused on a necklace this week. That could be really fun. So we'll be playing with that mix. And then that quick reminder, if you have anything in your shopping cart, to please remember to check out, especially if it's one of these mixes, because they do tend to sell out. And then that free gift if you spend over $75 or more. So that's really fun. Oh, thank you, Santa Barbara Girl. Yeah, it really, once you put it on, it really did. It sat so much better than flat on the table, which I guess makes sense because you've got the curvature here, so it's gonna arch different. So that was a good idea. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, Jane and Denise and Luann. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for sticking with me a little bit late today. We had fun, we played, and I will see everybody on Saturday for our Saturday morning cartoons. Okay, bye guys. Take care. Bye, Kelly. Have a great